Hello and welcome back to another Talk Tale video. In today's one, we're looking at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 41. And this one is a okay issue, I want to say. And with this one, it's mainly dealing with a story that rappers tend to enjoy about the past, about when they somehow got involved with a mammoth, and then there was also some clones, science, and yeah, it's a weird issue. And I feel like a majority of this issue, I wish I could enjoy a lot more, but at the same time, a lot of it just feels like it's just, they're trying too hard to do a fun, kiddie story, and then just at the same time, it just feels like, oh, well, coincidence, this happens, and oh, this happens, so, yeah. Okay, so on the first page, which is the only bit where we do get to see is in the present day, we do get to see Raph and Joe. They're walking through, I believe it's New York. I think that they've arrived back home now. It's still a bit unclear where they are in the world, so hopefully they're back home and hopefully we can go back to some more normal stories in the next issue. But in this one, we do get to see them. They're walking through the streets and, well, they're undercover as like the usual stuff and all that kind of stuff, and Jara sees like an advert for play, and Jara's, oh yeah, like, do you want to go, and all that kind of stuff, and Raph like, no, I mean, you know, like the mammoth who's on the poster is really giving me like a bad vibe, let me tell you a story. And then that's when we do cut like back to the past stuff, where we do get to see the events of what happened in the story. And I'd say for the most part for the story, it just like I've already said, it feels like one of these kind of stories that just feels like, oh, well, coincidence, this happens, and then this happens. So yeah, so with the main bit where we do get to see April, she's interviewing this new scientist person, and she goes on to reveal her plans for basically like cloning stuff and taking a single cell and then transforming it and then like duplicating stuff and bringing people back from the dead. Yeah, I got a feeling that would definitely really raise a lot of questions about that and the ethical aspects of it, but you know, no one questions it whatsoever in this issue, so I don't really think they thought that far ahead across this whole storyline. But yeah, so after that we do get to see some homeless people. They're walking through the streets, and one of them, he says, oh yeah, you know, I used to be somebody, I used to be this famous reporter, something bad happened and now, well, you know me, I'm down on my luck and I can't do anything. But then he hears about a story from the docks about this like big monster kind of thing, so he thinks, oh yeah, this could be my lucky break, and he goes down to the docks where we do get to see the big mammoth, and he's actually the character who did recently appear in the IW comics, Mammoth, I think that's how to say his name. I think there are some differences between the two characters. I mean, I think this one was more of a wrestler type of character, and the most recent one was more of a hunter. So but at the same time, I think this is like his only appearance, so I don't really think we had to be like, oh my god, I can't believe that this is where his origins were, because yeah, I mean, it's not a very interesting issue compared to like other characters which have a lot better starts in their versions, but yeah. But in this one we do get to see him, he's on the riverbank or like the docks, and then he scares away the reporter, and after that it's like, I'll say it gets a bit interesting, because we do get to see that the mammoth, he sees that there are some dinosaurs, they're leaving to go to like an amusement park, so he follows it. Meanwhile, we've got the scientist, she's there in her lab, and she's been able to create a mammoth character, and I don't know, oh god, I don't really know where she got the DNA from to create the mammoth, but she has it, and then she wants to kill the original one just because she doesn't want it to ruin her work and that kind of stuff, which somewhat does make sense. But at the same time, you have the option to have two monsters or big people in your group and that kind of stuff, and why wouldn't you take it? It seems a bit stupid, but yeah, so after that we do get to see the turtles. They find out about the information about the mammoth and they decide to go after him, and that's when we do get to see them. They go in after the scientists, and oh boy, this is where I'll say things get weird, I want to say. It's not a very good, satisfying fight, because it gets seen to go into the room with the scientists and the clone mammoth, and they start to fight the mammoth, and then this is where things get weird, just because the other mammoth, he shows up, and they all start fighting, and, you know, the turtles and the original mammoth, they're all on the same team, and they're fighting the scientists and the other mammoth, and there isn't really too much to this fight, and it's a real shame because, you know, we've got like so many mutants, some cool things in this one, and there could have been like some pretty interesting fight scenes within this bit here, but unfortunately, this feels, like I always said, like, it just feels like one of those kind of things where it's just like, oh, what coincidence, a mammoth was there, and all these characters are here, and then the turtles magically won, and all that kind of stuff. It just feels, that's so frustrating and annoying, because there's a lot of stuff like, it could have been like really cool to see this kind of stuff, but nothing really comes of it, and that's like a real shame, because I really want to love this, but it's a, you know, it's really hard to. But then after that, we do get to see the original mammoth. He like, because the turtles win, the original mammoth, he has to go in hiding for a little bit. And April goes on to tell the police everything that she knows about what's happened, and she's saying, oh yeah, you know, I was just in there, and then all this bad stuff happened, and then all of a sudden the scientist comes out and it's like, oh okay, well maybe we should just file a police report for you, and all that kind of stuff. There isn't really too much to this bit here. I think they captured the mammoth, the clone one, and I think they either kill it or they put it in prison, which, why? It's just such a weird thing. And then for the last page, we do get to see the original mammoth. He has a happy ending where we do get to see the turtles. They take the mammoth to a shipping container and ask one of the people to ship him off to, I think it's in like Antarctica. And from what I can remember, I am pretty sure that this is the last appearance of mammoth that we do get to see in this version. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not confident about that. But yeah, this issue was definitely something. Like I already said, I feel like throughout this whole issue, there's a lot of stuff within this one that just feels like, oh, what coincidence, this happened. Oh, you know, mammoth shows up, what coincidence for that, and that kind of stuff. It's not a bad issue or a bad story. There are like, definitely some fun things within this one, and I think that the whole cloning thing with the mammoth and that kind of stuff, it is like really cool and nice to see that kind of stuff. There's a lot of interesting stuff, just like I already mentioned, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff where it just feels so frustrating because of how, like, oh, what coincidence. And then, like, even with some of the other stuff, it just, it's okay, but like, it just feels so underwhelming with the like concepts and ideas which they do present in this issue with the cloning stuff and the fights and that kind of stuff. But it just feels like it's just there. We don't really do like anything too entertaining or interesting or new, but it's still pretty decent to say the very least. But I just was really hoping for a lot more, but I know that this was made for the kids, you know, that kind of stuff, so you can't really complain all too much. But at the same time, I will, so why not? But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. It doesn't please share, subscribe and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.